Steve Johnston
yes.
is with us. He's written a book, Tea Party Culture
Oh,
War.
this is appropriate, especially for what I just showed you.
He's experienced in Christian ministry, law, economics, and corporate finance. He's earned a Juris Doctorate degree from Western State University of Law and a theological degree from Calvary Chapel School of Ministry. He served as a chaplain in Orange County, Los Angeles, as well as Pelican Bay in California. That's maximum security prison.
And he's
wow.
6'4" and growing.
I don't know about that.
This guy is tall, and it's good to have you.
Good to be here.
Thank you so much.
How
long did it take you to put this together?
Oh, I think a lifetime.
Seriously?
I have about 3,000 books at home. And so I've just been praying and thanking, and I guess God kind of prepared me for that book. So it's kind of a lifetime.
It's interesting. I interviewed Pat Williams recently, and on the book that he wrote, and he said he has 700 books of the type that he wrote in his library. So he read them all to research for the book that he was writing.
Right.
That's interesting.
Yeah, the problem with my book is, as you probably know, is that it deals with a lot of different areas: finance, Christianity, even I get into prophecy. And Wine Press, the publisher, said, "Why are you bringing prophecy into the Tea Party?" But I think it all comes with your worldview.
Yeah.
So.
This is just words from a bio, apparently written by you. The Tea Party movement represents American taxpayers who are tired of career politicians who make a living buying votes with taxpayers' hard-earned money. They are frustrated with current economic politics and feel abused by both the Republican and Democrat politicians. They are fed up with watching the U.S. dollar take the slow path of destruction from the imposition of inflation, sloth, theft, and waste. Pretty well said.
Thank you.
And how long did it take you to get your law degree?
I think it was 2 years.
Boy, you are smart. Did you pass the bar?
No, I was interested in corporate law. I was interested in mergers and acquisitions, so I never really planned to be a trial attorney. My area was more corporations.
So you never got into lying or anything like that? I just throw that out there. But you say, starting in the book, crossing the Rubicon. What does that mean?
Well,
give us a little history.
Well, the Roman generals weren't allowed to cross certain areas. They weren't supposed to go to Rome, and once they crossed the Rubicon, as an example, then it was considered treason. And so that's one thing that Caesar did. He brought his army in. But I think with America, we're reaching a path where I think right now it's about 50-50. About half the people pay taxes, half don't. I think the Democratic Party has been, I mean, there used to be Southern Christian Democrats, but now it's being, I think, taken over by extremists. Hardcore people don't go to church and so forth.
Well, they're taken over by the unions, basically, right. and it's amazing because I was raised in Chicago, of all places. Mm-hmm. Born in Kentucky. My dad had a business in Chicago. And I remember the union leaders were the thugs, the baseball bats in their hand, man, and if you mess with them, they busted your knees or your head. And now they do the same thing, but with politics backing them up.
Well, Chicago's been notorious with the Daley family and tough politics, hardcore politics.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a long history.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And now they just dress in nice suits and neckties
right.
and have the power of the government right behind them.
Right.
Yeah. So you talk about worldview of politics and religion. Okay, give us a lesson on what worldview, what that term entails. What does it actually mean?
Well, your world, I believe there's a spiritual conflict, a war, a cultural war. And the culture war is divided between two extreme positions. One position is that Christian position, people go to church, you know, even Mormons and Jews. In the old days, in movies, you would have, back in the 50s and 60s, you would have a censorship. You'd have a priest and a Jewish rabbi and a Protestant, and they would censor a movie, and if it didn't pass muster, it couldn't be distributed. So anyway, one side you have people who believe in absolute values that come from God. The other side you have liberals, humanists, people who just believe there's no right or wrong, and that society can establish right and wrong. And so I think when it gets down to it, there's a power struggle in America, and it looks like it's about 50-50. It's razor thin, and it could go either way. And if we go towards humanism and really, to me, paganism and New Age and more of Obama, then I feel that our country is doomed.
I have never in my lifetime, and I'm 73, watched a nation, and America specifically, move towards socialism at Mach speed. That means they had all of this in place the day he took that oath. It had to be. You can't move this fast without having, you know, it's like a chess game, and you have all the pawns there, and you already know the moves.
Yeah, but go back a little bit to Dewey and the state-run schools teaching socialism.
Oh, it's been coming.
And
yes.
Harvard was taken over by Marxists a long time ago.
Yeah.
So I mean, it looks pretty. I mean,
but I've never seen the door open and say, "Come on in."
Did you ever?
You think of Reagan, for goodness
right.
sakes. I mean, with his philosophy and what he spoke about.
Right.
I have his books and his quotes and even some of the tapes that he.
Did you ever think you would see the day that the President of the United States would be for same-sex marriage, men getting married and women getting married? Did you ever think you would see that day?
Well, it's interesting you should say that, because that other little article I brought was the comic books now. The heroes, they've just brought out one comic book, and the two heroes, two men, are getting married. On the front cover of the comic book.
You know, when my wife and I lived in Orange County, Newport Beach, we requested that our daughter stop going, whose name is Faith, stop going to these perpetual sex education classes. We were the only parents of 2,000 kids that requested this, and they didn't know what to do with our child, so they sent her to the